Okay, Aubrey, we're on day 2 of semester review for college algebra. And this is, we said if we get through chapter 1 today, then that will put us at a good spot. Okay, and then we'll save chapter 2 for tomorrow. So, chapter 1, all right, we started doing a little bit of this yesterday, and all sorts of things. I look at this, how many pieces are there? Four pieces. This is like 1 over 1. I make them into a fraction. We have to first find a common denominator. Oh, before that, plus, minus, and I'm going to go plus, minus, plus. Yeah, because I have to distribute that negative through. Okay, I do that so I don't forget. I don't know why. If you can not do it and be fine, you just don't do it and be fine. But I have to do it. Okay, it's going to have to be 20. Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. Woo. So 20 is my common denominator. I just make everything under with 20 as a denominator.
But everything would cancel.
It will?
The bottoms, what was equal?
Oh yeah, yes, if there's an equal sign, the bottoms cancel. So like we did one up here yesterday, like 14, exactly 14. These bottoms don't cancel, like we actually have to leave them in the answer because there's no equal sign. Okay, so just keep that in mind. If there's no equal sign, you have to leave the bottom, but the bottoms can cancel. Okay, I have n plus 3 here. I have negative n plus 2 here. I have n plus 1, and I have negative 1. Okay, and then I'm going to multiply what they need. Need. Okay. Everybody needs something,
5,
right?
4, 2, and 20.
Yep, to get from 4 to 20, you need 5. To get from 5 to 20, you need 4. To get from 10 to 20, you need 2. To get from 1 to 20, you need 20. That was really fast. Is that too fast? No? All right, I'll give you a hot second. I got a mess. I'm going to go ahead and cancel my bottoms now. Can I do that? But we need to distribute, right? 5 distribute through.
5n plus 15.
5n plus 15. Sounds good. 4 distribute to.
4n plus 8.
Yeah, make sure that's minus 4n plus 8 because we flipped the signs, right?
Equals.
Distribute 2. 2n plus 2. Got it.
Minus 20.
And then this is just minus 20. Okay. All right, are we doing good so far? Am I going too fast? You just like throw the stop sign up and we'll, whatever. Okay? All right, I'm going to work each side individually because we got lots of stuff we can put together. On the left side, we can put together the 5n and the 4n.
So n.
So that's just n, right? 15 and 8.
23.
Plus 23, yep, equals. Here, the 2 n's by himself, but I can put together 2 and negative 20, which is negative 18. Minus 18. Okay. All right, this is nice. This is nice.
Over the 18 and minus the n.
Add the 18, I like it. And minus n. So, n is equal to 41. Is that true? N equals 41? Yeah, I think so. Now, you can, if you would like, this is not a bad idea, if you plug 41 back in for each n, this is, I'll go back to my original equation again. Okay. 41, whatever, all the things, okay? Like 41 plus 3 is 44, divided by 4 is 11, right? Okay? 41 minus 2 is 39, divided by 5 is a little bit uglier, right? 39 over 5 is 7.8, okay? So 11 minus 7.8 equals, if I put 41 plus 1, has 42, divided by 10 is 4.2, minus 1. Yeah? So 11 minus 7.8 should be like 3.2, and 4.2 minus 1, also 3.2, right? And I did that like manually or whatever. You could do it in your calculator, but you could plug this back in and check, right? Yep, sure. Back over here? Okay, yep, we'll just sit tight there for a second. But if you have time, like on tests and stuff or whatever, and you want to check, it's not a bad idea to check. Okay, ready? All right, solve this thing. Oh, wait, how do I do that? This is a quadratic, right? This is going to be a parabola, right? Normally we factor down.
Can we take a 4 out?
You can, and we don't necessarily have to take it out. We can just divide it and throw it in the trash, right?
We have a different
Okay?
square.
You can't throw it in the trash if there's a variable with it, right? But we can throw it in the trash. That's fine. That'll work. Okay? So we have y squared plus 9 equals 0. Yeah? That is not a difference of squares, though. Because it's got to be a difference. It's got to be minus, right? So what do you want to do?
You can divide by negative.
Yeah, but that'll make this negative y squared now. Let's just get the y by itself.
Oh,
Y squared equals negative 9 if I toss him to the other side, right? And then what?
take the square root.
Take the square root? Okay.
3i.
Y equals, yeah, the square root of 9 is 3. The square root of negative is I, but we need plus minus. So plus minus square root of 3i. No, plus minus just 3i. So what does that mean?
It doesn't actually hit.
Yeah, this guy, 4y squared plus 36 is like a parabola that's like all the way up here, right? So he's not going to hit. Now, we divided the 4 first. You could have waited to divide the 4 until you subtract the 36 over. That would work. Whatever. Plus minus 3i. Got it. Okay, completing the square. Completing the square is like completing the blank. That's how I always remember it. Completing the square is completing the blank. This is the only one of the weird times where you get the y's together on one side and you toss the number to the other side. Okay? So to start this off, I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to leave y squared minus 14y over here. But I'm going to add a plus blank equals, if I toss the 4 to the other side, I got 4 plus blank. Okay? All right, are we doing good so far? I got to insert my blanks. That's number 1. If you want steps, set up and insert blanks. Did you divide 14?
Didn't you say something like you divide some number by 2?
Yeah. So now what we're trying to do is I want to break this trinomial down. It's like kind of an imaginary trinomial because I don't have a number here. But I want to break this trinomial down so that when I multiply, I get this number, which I don't know what that number is yet. But when I add the number to itself, I get 14. But it has to be the same number. So it's basically like taking 14, negative 14, and dividing by 2. What's negative 14 divided by 2? Negative 7. So this is going to be y minus 7 and y minus 7.
But
Yeah?
then 49 goes in, right?
But negative 7 and negative 7 adds together to be negative 14, right? But negative 7 times negative 7 is positive 49, right? But if I add 49 to that side, I've got to also add 49 to this side, right? So now this whole thing has broken down into those pieces, which I can write as y minus 7 squared, right? Equals how much?
53.
53. Okay, now what? Solving for y. Trying to get this y by itself. What?
Take the square root.
Take the square root. Yep. 53 is prime.
So plus and minus.
So plus minus the square root of 53, we're just going to leave him. Because he's prime. He's not nice. Okay, and then we
Plus a 7.
plus the 7 over. Can you add the 7 to the 53?
Nope.
No, so you leave it as y equals. I always put the 7 first, so it's kind of like in quadratic format or whatever, like negative b plus minus. I put my number first, right? But it's not wrong if you put like the 7 at the end here, like plus 7 and like that, right? That's not wrong, but I just always write them like that. Okay, now, this is technically, you don't have to write this out, but this is technically 2 numbers, right, where he crosses. But they're just really ugly decimal numbers, right? 7 plus the square root of 53 and 7 minus the square root of 53. They're going to be 2 places where he crosses. Good? Completing the square. Completing the square. You're completing the blank. Oh, step 2. I'm going to take set up and insert blanks. Take b divided by 2. You know what I'm talking about? B divided by 2? What was b divided by 2?
7.
The negative 14 over 2, which is 7, okay? find your factors and fill in blanks. Okay, so I found the factors were -7, and then I multiplied that together and filled in the blank, and that made that 49. Step 4, solve using square root property. That's what that's called. Okay, you take the square root of both sides, and then you continue to solve from there for your variable. That's it. Okay? Completing the square, completing the square. All right. We're doing good so far? 18, quadratic formula. Okay, do we know him?
Negative b plus minus the square root of b
B squared minus
4ac
4ac all over
2a
2a. Perfect. I list out what a, b, and c are. A, b, c. But first and foremost, you want to make sure that everything is on the same side of the equal sign. And it is, so they were nice. What is a? 1. B is? Awesome. -2. The negative goes with it. C? -9. Perfect. Then we just plug in. Okay, what will negative b be? What? Positive 2, right? Negative 2, so plus 2. Plus minus the square root of what's b squared going to be? If I do -2 here, it'll be positive 4, right? -4 times a is 1, and c is -9. Cool. All over 2 times a. And then we got to simplify. Okay?
The bottom is 2.
Yep, the bottom is 2. Cool. And this is 2.
That's
Plus minus the
negative.
square root of
That's
-4 times 1 times -9 is going to be a positive, but that is 36. So underneath of the square root is how much?
30, 40.
40, right? Okay. Okay. All right. We can break down 40.
No.
No.
What if we don't do that on the test?
I'll probably be okay with that.
Because I'll probably forget it.
Okay. 40 breaks down into 4 and 10.
Oh, do we cancel all the 2?
Yeah, so this is the square root of 4, which is 2, and the square root of 10, which is the square root of 10. So this is 2 square roots of 10, which means that,
All the 2's cancel.
boom, boom, boom. So what's the answer look like?
Or 2. Square root of 10, I mean.
Nope,
Plus minus.
nope. When they cancel, what does this make right here?
A 1.
He makes a 1 still, right? Each one of these becomes a 1. So I still have 1 plus minus the square root of 10, right? All over 1, but I don't need the 1 on the bottom. But I do need the 1 out in the front, right? So there is that. That was kind of messy. Okay. Quadratic formula. And do you see how he's set up in the same way as our completing the square? Right? You could check your answer by completing the square on this one, right? Or you could check this one by doing the quadratic formula, right? Either way. All right. Number 19. All right. We are doing some things, and we have an equal sign, and we've got some stuff. All right. Walk me through this one. First, yes, he's a simple trinomial. I'm going to go plus minus. Okay. This guy's a simple trinomial. Multiply to get -12. Add to get -1. So he is something. I'm going to guess it's these two. Is it those two? Ha! X minus 4, x plus 3. They'll do that to you a lot. That's so nice of them. Okay? So what's your common denominator going to be? That thing, right? So here's my 3 pieces. I've got x minus 4 times x plus 3. I've got x minus 4 times x plus 3. If you don't want to write all these out, you can be lazy. I don't care because guess what?
They're all going to cancel.
They're all going to cancel anyway. All right, I'm going to start with my 4, my -3, and my 6, and then I'll change colors. Whoop. What they need, what they need, what they need. Okay, I'll give you a second. Gosh, dang it. Oh, no. Never mind. Ooh. We haven't really had too much sickness going around here, have we? Knock on wood. My brother-in-law just messaged and said that he has 9 kids in his 3rd grade class, and normally there's 15.
6.
6 six out of the 15 are gone, out sick. My brother-in-law, Andrew, over in Superior. They've got it real bad, she said, or
Good,
Jess and
maybe
Andrew
he's
said.
sick tonight.
Yeah. That was very nice of me. All right, whatever. Okay, all right, the first one, what is he missing? Or what does he need? He needs nothing, so you can put a 1 if you want to, whatever, but he has everything. The second one, what is he missing? He needs an x plus 3. The third one, he is missing a x minus 4. Okay, all right, and then the bottoms go away. Okay, and then I'm just going to write what I have. So here I have 4. Here, if I distribute my 3 through, I've got minus 3x minus 9, right, equals, if I distribute my 6 through, 6x minus 24. Is that true? Something like that, maybe. Okay, this answer might be kind of ugly. I have no idea. If I put the 4 and the negative 9 together, that's negative 3x minus 5 equals 6x minus 24. I'm just going to put those together real quick. Okay. Yeah, this is not going to come out nice. If I add the 3x over, plus 3x, I'm going to, that makes 9x, right, equals, I'm going to add the 24 over. Is that 19? 19? Blech. 19 over 9, whatever that is. I'll just say 19 over 9. Gross. By the way, what can x not be?
Negative 3 or positive 4.
X can't be negative 3 because here, right? And x can't be positive 4. So what if we got those as an answer down here?
We have no solution.
Then we wouldn't have any solutions, right?
Random question. What floor is the baby floor at?
4.
4?
Or is it 2? It's 2. It's 2. ICU is 4. It's 2.
I'm going on more jobs first.
Yeah.
Actually, isn't Christy being tired? She just. Yeah. I wish she got fired. I don't like her. The new lady's nice.
Hmm.
And for however long we want. Just give me the apartment. Yes.
Nice.
When the old lady told us we could go for 4 hours per department, and we dropped shot of too much the first semester, so we couldn't go back.
Huh.
And I called her one time, and she's like, "Look, everything's online. You can't call me. Like, well, your phone number's on there. Just call me. I get
Huh.
calling."
Silly lady.
Yes.
Silly lady. Okay, 20. What shall we do? How do we even start this thing? That's the hardest part. Is that the hardest part? Like knowing what to even do to begin with, right? Like that's...
Eat scrap.
Yeah, kind of. Absolute value. An absolute value changes a negative to a positive, right? 2 cases. Yep. See, if you sit and think about it long enough, you'll figure it out, right? 2 cases. So first case, I just drop everything, right? 3x plus 1 equals 4x minus 5, okay? But then the second case, what's he look like? Make one side negative. Doesn't matter which one. Usually it's this side that's negative, right? Negative 3x minus 1 is what he will be, equals, and then I leave that 4x minus 5. If you want to divide the negative over, you sure can. That's totally legal. Okay, so 2 cases. There they are. And then we're going to solve them all, and then we'll be, good to go. I think so. Maybe, yeah. Yeah. I think so. But I don't know what time we get out of here. 44? Oh, we got some. Yeah, we'll be fine. Okay. All right, let's go. Let's subtract the 3x minus 3x, and let's add the 5. So that is 6 equals x. That's it. Hey, that was nice. Over here, this one's going to be not so nice, I'm going to guess. If I add the 3x, that actually makes 7x over here. But if I add the 5, that makes 4. So if I divide by 7, x equals 4/7. Is that true? Ugh. And you can plug those back in if you want to, and it will end up being the same, and it's totally fine. Okay? 21. Are we good? Now what? Hardest part, knowing what to do. I'm solving for some x's. These x's underneath it here are trapped. How do I untrap them?
Square it.
Yeah, let's square it, get rid of it. But if I square one side, I've got to square the other side.
Foil.
And then we got a foil, right? This guy is we're going to have to foil. X minus 1 is just going to fall out, but I've got to foil the x minus 3. So x minus 3 times x minus 3.
6x.
X squared minus 3x minus another 3x plus 9, right? Like that's what FOIL is. Yep, you're fine. X squared minus 6x plus 9. If you can add those middle two pieces together in your head, you just go for it. Yep. Now we want to shove everything on one side.
Plus the 1 over.
Which side do you want to shove it to? I always want my x squared to be positive.
Minus 6.
So I'm going to subtract the x here. He goes with the 6. I'm going to add the 1 here. He goes with the 9, right? So what's on the left side?
X 0.
0 equals, okay?
X squared.
X squared.
Minus 7x.
Minus 7x plus 10. Now what?
So 2 and 5.
Yeah, we're breaking them down. So what can we multiply to get 10, but add to get 7?
Both negative.
Are they both negative? X minus 5, x minus 2. Yeah, because negative times negative would make a positive 10, yeah. And then, final answer?
X equals 5.
X equals positive 5, x equals positive 2.
And those are both good answers.
And those are both good answers. We like it. Okay, was that too fast? A little bit? That was a little bit fast. Okay. All right. We ready for 22? No. Aiden's got a look in her eye. What's your look in your eye, Aiden? What you got? She's pondering. Pondering, pondering. And you're exhausted. Is 11 late for you or not? No?
I was there.
Are you still questioning? What? I like your Grinch socks. I did something. Oh, cute. Very cute. All right, we ready for 22? Yeah? Yeah? What are we doing on 22?
We're probably foiling.
We're probably foiling, I'm going to guess. Yep. 2 times negative 3.
Negative 6.
Negative 6. 2 times I.
2i.
2i. Plus 2i. Negative 4i times negative 3.
Plus 12i.
Plus 12i. Negative 4i times positive I.
Minus 4i squared.
Minus 4i squared.
Positive
But
4.
put a little star right here that says I squared equals negative 1. So if I squared equals negative 1, I'll zoom back over.
Sign on that last one. And give her the I squared.
Negative 1. Negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. So I'm just going to do that. Okay, now I combine like terms. Negative 6
Isn't it
plus 4
negative 2?
is negative 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Plus 14i.
12i or 2i plus 12i is plus 14i. That is all. Okay, whenever you're foiling with i's, you're probably going to have to change that last term from I squared to negative 1. And then just switch all the things. Okay. All right, 23. We've got like 4 problems left. All right. Given the quadratic, determine each of the following. We want to find the discriminant. What is it? What the heck is a discriminant?
Of b.
Yeah, like negative b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. That's the quadratic formula, right? The discriminant is just this guy.
Is it not under the
B squared minus 4ac. It's the only. It's just the stuff underneath of the square root, not including the square root as well. Just the stuff underneath of there. Okay. All right. So if I'm looking at this problem, first and foremost, I have to
Find your A, B, and C.
a, b, and c, but I've got to bump the 16 over. So that is x squared plus 8x plus 16 equals 0. Okay, so a and b and C.
Oh, B is 6. Oh.
A is 1, B is 8, C is 16. Okay, so if I'm going 8 squared minus 4 times A times C. Okay, okay. 8 squared? Am I going too fast? I'm going a little fast. You're dragging today? 8 squared, 64, minus 4 times 1 times 16, also 64. So the discriminant is 0. This is my discriminant.
That's going to tell us something.
And that's going to tell us something, right? Okay,
But I don't know what.
but you don't know what. So, wait, what? Yeah. So what we have going on here, I'll write them down. What we have going on here is that this number is 0, right? And these tell me where he crosses, or like what he touches, right? So negative b plus 0 is going to be the same thing as negative b minus 0, right? So I'm only going to have one answer there, okay? So if b squared minus 4ac equals 0, then we have one solution. Okay, that's what that tells me. All right, now, if b squared minus 4ac equals a positive number, let's say, any positive number, whatever, any positive number, what does that tell us?
2 solutions.
2 solutions. Why? Because negative b plus that number and negative b minus that number, right? Because we have to get 2 answers from the plus and minus. So we have 2 solutions, right? And this is like basically saying like my parabola, okay? So my parabola here looks like 1 because he touches, right? My parabola here is 2 because he's touching 2 places, all right? Now, what if b squared minus 4ac is a negative number? We already had that happen today. No solutions. Okay, what does that look like? My parabola is like levitating. He's not going to touch the x-axis. So, and like if he's negative, you can't take the square root of a negative. You're going to end up with an imaginary number, and that's what's happening, right? Okay. Oh, by the way, determine how many solutions the function has. Yeah. Yep. B, determine how many solutions the function has. So he has one solution. Okay. And let's find out what it is. So what does that mean?
So we just have to plug.
Use the whole quadratic formula. Negative b plus, we already have a half it done. B squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Yep. I'm just writing the whole thing out. So negative b would be negative 8 plus minus the square root of, we already calculated that. That was 0 all over 2 times a. Okay? All right. The square root of 0 is 0. So we really have 2 things going on here. We have negative 8 plus 0 divided by 2, and we have negative 8 minus 0 divided by 2.
Right?
Yep. This divided by 2 is negative 4. This divided by 2 is negative 4. Right? But since they are both the same number, that again confirms that I have one solution. Right? Boom. How are we feeling? Ugh, we got 3 problems left yet. We're dragging. We need caffeine. La 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 la. Your drink is not good? Oh. Okay, I'm just kind of looking ahead at 24, and we're talking about simple interest, right? Okay, do you know how to calculate simple interest, or what the formula is for simple interest? Like what's,
Part.
it's, well, not PERT. That's compound interest. It's smaller than that, just PRT, right? Principal rate time. PERT would be like to the power or whatever, So, interest is principal rate time, okay? All right, we borrowed a total of $5,000 from 2 personal loans. One loan charged 3% interest, the other one charged 2% interest. If the interest owed after 1 year was $135. Determine the amount of principal for each loan. So, we have interest here plus interest over here in this account is equaling the total interest. Okay, what do we know?
Hold on. I'm writing still.
We've got two interest accounts going together to make total interest. Right? What do we know? We've got, oh, by the way, we have to have principal rate time. Principal rate time. Okay?
Okay, so the first one, one of them the rate is 2 and one of them 3.
One of them rate is, I'm going to put 3 here and I'm going to put 2 here. So principal rate time, the rate of each one is those. Okay, what's the time?
Hold on here.
That's super-de-duper-de
One.
handy. 1. Okay. Okay. What's the total interest?
5,000.
Nope. That's the principal. 135. Adding those together is 135, right? That's the total interest. Okay, now the $5,000 is going to come into play.
So
I don't know if I split this evenly, like if I put 2,500 into one, 2,500 into together, right? I don't know what I did.
So if we put 5,000 in one and 5,000 minus x, or x multiplied by 5,000.
It would have to be x into one, right? Right? Let's say we put x into the first one. It doesn't matter where you put the x, right? If x goes there, then what goes here? 5,000 minus x, right? Like if that was $1,000, you take and subtract that and you'd get $4,000, whatever, right? Okay, now we just solve, right? Okay, what does this all multiply together to make? 0.03x, yep. Plus, oh, heavens to Betsy. All right, this one is not doing anything, right? How do I solve this thingy thing?
So we're gonna have whatever, what is 5,000 times?
We got to back distribute this, right? We got to distribute him. 0.02 times
100.
5,000 is 100. 100. Okay. Minus 0.02x. We have to distribute him through. Okay. Equals 135. Beautiful. Okay. Next. Let's put these together. What is 0.03x minus 0.02x? 0.01x. Okay. And then I can minus the 100 over equals 35. And I'm going to divide by 0.01. Divide by 0.01. And that's just going to move the decimal place. So that is $3,500 is going into which account?
The first one.
The X. Where I put the X at, right? And the X was right here. So this is equal to the 3%, right? Okay. So then, how much money is going into the 2%?
2,500?
No.
21,000.
1,500. Right? Because I subtract those from 5,000. Do you see where I get that number from? Subtract from 5,000. That is all. Whew, sounds good to me. All right. Okay, we got 2 left, maybe? We can get that far? All right, 25. Strategy.
Can we multiply the 5 over?
Can we multiply the negative 5 over?
Flip the sign.
Whoop. Times negative 5, flip the sign, right? 2x minus 3 is greater than or equal to negative 25. Okay. Now what?
Solve.
Solve.
Plus 3 over.
Plus 3. Okay, 2x greater than or equal to, that would be like negative 22, I think. Right? Divide by 2, divide by 2. X is greater than or equal to negative 11. Beautiful. That's all. Bum ba dum bum 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 ba bum. What?
I can't write that fast.
Oh, I'm sorry. Good? One more? Oh, we can do one more. 26. All right, what first? Eh. Eh.
We have to have 2 cases.
We do, but not yet.
Let's add the 1 over.
We gotta add 1, because we have to isolate the absolute value, right?
And then we have to divide by
3, 2x plus 7. I'm writing out all my work, but you don't have to if you don't want to. Then we have to what? Divide by 3 to make them go away. So absolute value 2x plus 7 is greater than 3. Now I start my 2 cases. Okay, case number 1, case number 2.
Can't you just flip the sign on the second one and make the same one?
Yes, 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 you can. So case number 1, 2x plus 7 is greater than 3. All right, this is what Ellie was just asking. She said the case number 2 technically looks like this. 2x plus 7 is greater than 3, but she said, can't you just divide by a -1? And then 2x plus 7 is less than -3 if you flip the sign. Do you guys remember doing that? So equals is greater than 3 is less than -3. Okay, let's solve first case. -7. 2x greater than -4. Divide by 2. X is greater than -2. That's 1. Am I going too fast? -7, -7. 2x less than -10. Divide by 2, divide by 2. X is less than -5.
That would write interval.
Ugh. Okay. Interval notation. I'm going to put my graph up here. Okay, my two numbers are -2, -5. Which one goes first on the left? -5. And -2 goes here. And they are
Open circle.
open circles. And x is greater than -2. So that means -2 is going to the right. They're going opposites. X is less than -5. He's going to the left. So if I write this in interval notation like they ask for right here. Negative infinity to -5. Paren, paren. Union.
-2, paren to infinity, paren.
Correct. Yep. Parens because they're open circles. And infinities are always parens. Yeah. How about that? Feeling good? Boom. Love it. Okay. All right. Tomorrow, chapter 2. Which I hope is maybe the easy stuff. I don't know. Some of it's easy. Some of it's easy. Hopefully we have an easy day tomorrow. Okay. All right. Bye, Aubrey.